Intro. Hook. 200 words. Every man at some point in his life will be hurt by a woman. It may not be physical, but it cuts just as deep. A betrayal, a sudden emotional withdrawal, a love that once burned brightly, now turned cold. And in that moment, when you're left reeling, questioning everything, you're faced with a choice. Do you react like every other man, or do you rise like a Stoic? This video isn't just about heartbreak. It's about the kind of pain that changes a man, the kind of pain that forces you to evolve or collapse. If you've ever asked yourself, why did she do this? What do I do now? Then you're in the right place. Because today, I'm going to show you not only how to handle a woman who hurts you, but how to turn that pain into your power. How to become the man she'll never forget, and the man who never loses himself again. This is not about revenge. This is not about games. This is about reclaiming your soul, with logic, discipline, and truth. Let's begin. 1. Understand. This first. Her behavior is a mirror, not a definition. 400 words. Let's get something straight. The way she treated you is not a reflection of your worth, it's a mirror of hers. When a woman betrays you, disrespects you, or pulls away without reason, it's easy to internalize that pain. You start thinking, maybe I wasn't enough. Maybe I failed. But here's what most men never realize. Her actions are hers. Her decisions, her insecurities, her emotional chaos, they belong to her, not you. A high-value man doesn't make excuses for mistreatment, but he also doesn't let it shatter his self-image. Because the moment you define yourself by her treatment of you, you give her power. And worse, you give her the blueprint to break you. Understand this. Women test men, not always consciously, but emotionally. And sometimes those tests are unfair, reckless, even cruel. But a Stoic man doesn't crumble under the pressure. He observes, he learns, and then he decides, with logic, not emotion, how to respond. That's the first step. Detaching your identity from the pain. Because you are not your heartbreak. You are not your rejection. You are the force that rises after it. 2. Don't chase, don't beg. Go silent. 500 words. The biggest mistake most men make after being hurt? They chase. They want answers. Closure. One last conversation. One last chance to be heard. But here's the harsh truth. The moment you start chasing a woman who just hurt you, you confirm her power over you. You validate the very behavior that disrespected you. Let me say this clearly. Silence is your strength. Not passive silence, not bitter silence, strategic silence. The kind of silence that says, I'm not going to participate in a connection that disrespects me. The kind of silence that doesn't flinch, doesn't beg, doesn't apologize for having self-respect. And here's the psychological twist most women won't admit. When you go silent, not in manipulation, but in strength, it forces them to sit with their own actions. It removes the emotional cushion of your presence, your attention, your energy. Now she's left with herself and the echo of what she lost. That silence, it haunts her more than your words ever could. But for this to work, it has to come from true detachment. You're not being silent to make her react. You're being silent because you value your peace over chaos, your standards over comfort. And that is the beginning of power. 3. Feel the pain, but don't feed it. Approximately 600 words, pain demands attention. And if you don't face it, it will quietly shape your thoughts, decisions, and identity from the shadows. So yes, feel it. Feel the disappointment, the rage, the sadness. Cry if you have to. Scream into a pillow. Go on a long, brutal run until your legs give out. But here's the Stoic difference. You feel it without feeding it. Most men get trapped in a cycle. They replay her words, her actions, her betrayal, like a broken record in their mind. They analyze it to death, thinking somehow, if they understand why, it'll hurt less. It won't, because pain doesn't leave through logic, it leaves through acceptance. A Stoic man doesn't avoid pain. He just doesn't build a shrine to it. He acknowledges it, honors it, learns from it, and then lets it go. So sit with the pain. Let it burn through you. But don't let it rewrite your self-worth. Don't let it become your new story. Because the moment you make your pain your identity, you lose the war. And you are not here to lose. 4. Reclaim your mission. 800 words. Here's where most men lose themselves completely. They build their life around a woman instead of within themselves. When she leaves or hurts them, their entire world collapses because she was the world. That's why step 4 is crucial. Reclaim your mission, your purpose, the thing that fuels you beyond relationships, beyond validation, beyond comfort. A woman should complement your journey, not become it. And here's the truth. The most attractive, unbreakable men are those who remain focused on their purpose, even when their heart is shattered. So after the pain, you don't just move on, you level up, you hit the gym harder, you start the business you put off, you read, you learn, you create, you rebuild. Every hour you used to spend on her, spend on yourself. Because transformation doesn't happen in comfort, it happens in chaos. Let the pain fuel you. Let it remind you of who you are. She may have hurt you, but she also gave you something precious. The spark to become better. Not for her, for you. And that's when the shift happens. When you're no longer trying to win her back. You're too busy winning yourself. 5. Set boundaries like a king. 600 words. Here's the part most men skip. Forgiveness doesn't mean reunion. You can forgive her. You can even understand her pain, her flaws, her immaturity. But if she crossed a line you know you can't come back from, you must set the boundary. And not just a soft one. A firm, non-negotiable, self-respecting line in the sand. Because the man who lets a woman hurt him without consequence teaches her to never respect him again. And you don't set boundaries to punish her. You set them to protect yourself. You say, no, I don't accept this level of disrespect in my life. No, you don't get access to me without accountability. No, you can't hurt me and expect everything to go back to normal. That kind of firmness? It's rare. And women, whether they admit it or not, respect it. Because deep down, every woman craves a man who respects himself enough to walk away when lines are crossed. Be that man. 6. Never let her see you broken. 600 words, you might be shattered inside. You might be drowning in emotions you can't explain. But there's one truth you must hold on to. You don't bleed in front of her. Because once a woman sees you broken, and you show it as weakness, not power, something shifts. Attraction dies. Respect dissolves. It's not fair, but it's real. Now, this doesn't mean you suppress everything. It means you process it with discipline. You seek support from mentors, friends, your tribe, not from her. You don't post sad quotes online. You don't send emotional texts hoping she'll comfort you. You rise, slowly, painfully, silently. And when she sees you again, she sees a man not begging to be healed but already whole. That's what separates the weak from the strong. And that's the moment she'll realize she didn't break you, she forged you. 7. Use the experience to upgrade your standards. 600 words. Lastly, don't just survive this, use it. Every scar should sharpen your intuition. Every betrayal should refine your standards. Ask yourself, what did I miss? What signs did I ignore? Where did I betray myself to keep her happy? Because the next time a woman enters your life, you won't be blinded by beauty or chemistry. You'll be anchored in truth. You'll see the red flags faster. You'll trust your gut more. You'll choose peace over passion, depth over drama. And the moment you raise your standards, you raise the quality of your life. This pain, this heartbreak, it was never a punishment. It was a lesson. And the man who learns from his pain becomes unbreakable.